Voila. We're here. Hey, everybody. So I
Hi.
am here, yay, with Amber. And Amber and I met on LinkedIn and
Mhm.
really have enjoyed our connection. So before we start this conversation, I want to start where I always start, that if you're new, we only know you're here if you comment. So if you want to be on a fly on the wall and keep it a secret, hey, Donna,
Hi,
then
Donna.
please feel free to be a fly in the wall. However, you want to join in, ask questions, let us know you're here. You can share where you're from, share what you do, whatever you want to share. So, hopefully, we have a great conversation all the way around. And hey, Chastity, thanks for coming. And unfortunately, for some reason, it did not connect to my Facebook. So, LinkedIn is connected with this, YouTube is connected, my Facebook is not. And I know, Amber, you connected at least your LinkedIn to it, right?
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So great. Awesome. So yay. So two coaches walk into a bar. What are we going to talk about? And
Well, I want to know what do you.
we kind of started behind the scenes talking about LinkedIn, right? And growing our
Mhm.
businesses. So
Yeah.
let's kind of back this up. So we're going to kind of start here, and please anybody chime in. Hey David, hey Lenore. Um we're growing businesses, right? I have been a solopreneur now for 2 years, right? You're starting your own coaching company.
Yep.
And how long have you been building your company?
So it's a journey.
Share your
Um,
story a little bit. Yes.
yeah,
And then
sure.
answer the question.
Yeah. So I am a nurse and a nurse educator by training. I worked at a cancer hospital for about 16 years and left my job last year in May. And um, with the intention of starting a business, I was initially looking at content writing. I was doing some photography, just trying to do some passion projects and making them into a business. Well, after working with a couple of coaches, having my own coaches last year, I decided, "Ah, I can do this. I've, as a nurse, and I've been a nurse for 20 years now, I coach people. That's what I've done with patients is you help them
Yep.
see what do they need to do to, you know,
Move forward. Yep.
be more healthy, yep, to live through their cancer diagnosis. And so, yeah, it was really something that felt natural to me. So I found a training program, finished. I got dual certified in health and life coaching. Um, and so I've been certified since March, and that's where the business is now. So,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep. So you're not
that's
even a year in. Hey, Jackie, you're not even a
yeah.
year in. So here you
Um,
are, well,
yeah,
yes. Okay.
with coaching,
Right.
I am
With
not a year in.
coaching.
Yes,
Correct.
correct. Yeah,
Yes.
yep,
So we're growing a business. I'm growing a business. You're growing a business. Right. And so
yep.
I'm not going to speak for everybody here that's, you know, talking on LinkedIn, but really grateful that you're saying hello.
Mhm.
David has a business because he's working on my
Yep.
business cards right now, right?
Nice,
So I'm going to
nice.
call
He
that
did
out. So
mine
anybody
too.
needs business cards, there's a man in here that can help
That's
you.
right.
Right? And Lenore is a real estate agent, so she has
Oh,
her own business, right? So what
nice.
is the number one thing we need as business owners? And we might have different answers. So Lenore, you can answer, and anybody else, Chastity, Donna, please feel free. Jackie, as a business owner, right? We want to grow our businesses. What do we want? What's the number one thing we need? One
I
of the number one things we need, because I want to say, money to open our doors, but
oh,
what do
there's
we,
that.
what,
Yeah.
right?
I mean,
What?
one of the things would be clients. We need people
Yay,
to work with.
leads. Yes. Yeah,
It's a
I'll
really
even take a
boring
lead,
business.
right? Which is different than a client. But yes,
Yeah,
we want
yeah.
a steady stream of leads.
Hmm.
We all coaches. I don't know any coach that doesn't offer complimentary coach calls, right? So we
Right.
can see if we're a good match. Because
Yep.
truthfully, the yes has to come in both directions, right?
Yes.
I have to feel I can help this person or is in alignment with some of my values, right?
Mhm.
Um,
Absolutely.
I'll tell you a true story. I'm obviously I would never ever share names,
Yeah.
However, I had somebody come to me who wanted to grow their business, and somewhere in the conversation told me she was having an affair with her best friend's husband. And I'm like, no, not a good client for me.
Wow.
So out of alignment. Yes. Right. Unless you wanted coaching how to come forth with this, then yes, I would have considered it. But no, that was not, that was just like, oh, by the way. Right. And yes, I also want my clients to feel a connection that I'm the right person for them, because Lenore will share, I come with a warning sign. I'm not the most fluffy, warm, cheerleaderish person. I'm like right between the eyes. I'm going to tell you how it is. So if somebody needs more of a cheerleader, I probably wouldn't be a good match. So, but yes, I kind of veered, right? We want leads. We want to be able to talk to people. We want to convert them into clients authentically, right? And I know how much you want to help people. Yes, I mean, we have to get the elephant out of the room, right? This is what we do to pay our mortgage, right? This is what we do to pay our bills. But I am so blessed, as I know you are, and I'm going to let you talk, that we absolutely love what we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%.
And I would love to be helping more people.
Yes.
Because this is
yes.
what I want to be doing, you know?
Yeah. And so then we started talking about LinkedIn, because everybody here, I'm looking because my Facebook didn't connect. Everybody here is on LinkedIn, you know, right? And I do hear people getting a lot of business from LinkedIn. I mean, yes, so Lenore's here. Let me share what Lenore just said.
Pragmatist.
Tanya is a pragmatist, not a fuzzy wuzzy coach. Nope. Thanks, Lenore. Because Lenore is very similar. That's why we connect, right? We're kind of like bottom line. This is what's happening, right?
Yeah.
So who is having success on LinkedIn? If anyone here, I'm like, are you having, you know, DMs and people DMing you on LinkedIn? I'm struggling with that. I have a phenomenal business. I have phenomenal clients, and I've been very blessed that they've been sending me referrals. If I was going to survive only on LinkedIn, I wouldn't be able to stay in business. So I love LinkedIn. Don't get me wrong. Amber and I never would have met, right? Or Jackie, David. I love LinkedIn.
Yeah.
But we need some advice here. So your turn. How's it working for you? LinkedIn.
So as far as coaching goes, I have had one lead, somebody who was actually, I was getting ready to write the contract, and then got a message that she was not going to be able to afford it. So there went that. And I, you know, have offered the complimentary coaching. I had a post about it. I have 5 spots available for complimentary coaching. I had one person take me up on it, which was great because it was somebody that I had never talked with before. You know, and so it was a good conversation, not somebody who, you know, chose me to work with, you know, full time. So, and that's really been it.
Yeah.
Besides the 2 people that I had as my practice clients during my training.
You're right.
And those 2 were phenomenal people and enjoyed working with both of them. It was, you know, I learned so much from them. So that was great. Okay. Yeah. I want to read through.
So let's read go ahead. Read what Donna said.
It took me 3 years of connecting with people consistently on LinkedIn. 3 years. Oof. And during in-person networking before I started getting enough referrals to move from the hobby to the active business category. Okay.
Awesome. Well, so yeah, I'm almost there. I'm 2 years. So yeah.
Yeah. And I've been on LinkedIn for almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years next month, actually. Yeah. And Tori, I think we're going to talk about this diversity thing.
Yes, we are.
The diversifying thing.
Yes.
Because
perhaps bars are the right place.
I've been on LinkedIn for almost 2 years. Yeah. But I wasn't looking for a job when I first started on LinkedIn. I wasn't exactly happy where I was, but I wasn't thinking I'm ready, I'm here for a job. And so people really got to know me more as I don't know, I kind of started calling myself the widow of LinkedIn, like just talking about grief, talking about my journey, you know, through grief. I started talking and writing about why I became a nurse and my, stories from Africa. And, so it was more of a writing journey. And then now I'm pivoting to this coaching. And I don't know if I'll just say it, I was probably naive thinking that I know all these people and all these people already know me. So of course they want me as their coach. Well, no, I guess not, and so
Well, yes.
we're at this point, like,
Right.
and granted, I know not everybody needs a coach right now. And so anyway, it's just, but yeah, this diversifying. So I just saw something,
So where are you? I'm
book.
going to interrupt you.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
are you going to diversify? Because I know,
Oh,
so I am so my, I'm reading what David said, key communication of what we do, constant struggles. The majority of my clients are in the real estate field, real estate
Mhm.
brokers, lenders. In fact, I just got a referral today for a lender. So
Nice, nice.
I'm going to deal with that when we're done.
Okay.
And real estate agents.
Mhm.
So I need to get out and diversify, go to brokers, offer free classes, or, talk to lenders and offer a free class, and
Mhm.
go networking, maybe be a member of a BNI, or go to the chamber breakfast. Where are
Mhm.
you going to diversify? I'm not coaching you right now. Just, yes,
Oh,
LinkedIn is not the only
sure,
place
go
we
for
can
it.
go for business. So where are you
Correct.
going?
So I am in an online community on, like, with mostly people from LinkedIn, called The Gym with Mike Phillips. Um, I don't know that that's more of an accountability group though. So it
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
really
not where you're
feel
going to
like
find clients. Yeah.
networking. Right.
Yeah.
I am part of a group called the H7 Network. I need to actually start attending some meetings. The timing.
You just froze. I don't know. Can somebody put in the chat if we're all frozen? If it's just Amber who's frozen, so we can fix it on our end. So let us know what's happening on your end. You're not frozen, Amber. You're good
Am
now. Keep going.
I good now? Okay.
Oh no,
I
but
hope
I
I
can't
did.
hear you. Oh no, no. Yep, I got you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, go.
Okay. Whew, geez. I hope I didn't freeze in like a stupid face, but
I'm not telling.
Anyway, so I've got the H7 network. I am on Facebook, but I just don't use it. Darn.
Yeah.
It's just something I don't know. It's not my
Yeah.
favorite place to be. I just recently heard that Pinterest is a place.
Yeah, well, and so, and I want everybody else's thought. What if we went offline and did something different? And then Jackie says that's the only way things freeze is having a stupid face. So she's going to let you know, yeah, you froze with a stupid face. Thanks, Jackie. So Lenore, help here a little bit, right? Because because there's lots of places to go find business. Some of them's a long game. So I love LinkedIn. Yes, it's challenging. It's a long game, right? As Donna said, it took 3 years, right? So it's a long game. I apologize for my dog. Charlie, no.
All good.
Charlie. I normally just put him outside and I forgot. But some things are a short game. So let's, for example, for a real estate agent, right? Farming might be a long game. Charlie, thank you. I apologize, everybody. Farm, there are things that are a long game for a real estate agent starting a business because they are business owners, and a short game for a realtor is doing open houses, right? So for you, as your niche in coaching, what's a short game? So let's say that social media is a long game. It takes a while to build relationships and build trust, and people who like, know, and trust you. It takes time on social media. Everybody help Amber. What would be a short game?
I think, well, give me the example again of the short game for a realtor.
A real estate agent, a
Yes.
short game. Charlie dog bar. Yeah, he. A short game for a real estate agent would be an open house. They do an open house and
Open house.
somebody could
Okay.
come in and want to buy a house or buy that
Mhm.
house, and now they have a client, right? That's
Okay.
the short game for a real estate agent.
Yes.
Long game for a real estate agent would be social media.
Mhm.
It could be, farming their neighborhood. And it's going to take a while for people to get to know and like and trust you. Then the first time they get a
Yeah.
mailer from you doesn't mean they're going to hire you, right?
Right.
So what's
Right.
a short game for a coach? I know for me, it's walking into a real estate brokerage, meeting the broker and saying, how can I help? How can I help
Yeah.
your brokerage? Obviously, I'm not going to do it all for free, but I'll do one free class,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
A sample class, right?
Yep.
Lenore says local networking groups.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
Lenore. Yes.
yeah, and I do have that local networking group, the H7 group.
Yep.
I could also, there's a library right down the street. Go in and talk to them, find out if, do you need somebody to talk about grief?
Yes. Do a
Somebody,
workshop.
yes, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So those are things I could do. I think this would kind of fall in your long game strategy, but I want to get some postcards, something that introduces me, or brochure, to send to all of the different doctor's offices that are in this neighborhood. I've been spending a lot of time at Midas, the car fix-it place, this week.
My car's in the shop right now as we speak. I have a loaner.
I have a new battery and a new alternator as of yesterday and this morning. So yeah. And then I had to stop by there
homes.
again. Ooh, yeah, yeah.
That's a great idea. Yes. So
So
I know a coach who his niche is doctor's offices and more specifically urgent cares.
mm-hmm.
And he goes in and does leadership coaching for the team so that they work better together, how they deal with clients who are coming in with, broken limbs or whatever, how to be more empathetic. He teaches them how to be better at working together as a team. And he does. He just walks in with a brochure with his information, leaves it at the front desk. If the manager of the location is there, great. Does he or she have a minute? If not, he follows up with a letter. He follows up 3 or 4 times. And eventually either they say, yes, come in, let's meet. Or if it's a no, then it's a no. So in the real estate world, we call that door knocking.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I can see that.
A hospice agency. Yes.
All right, David, all these ideas. All right.
Yes. So yes, you need to have a phenomenal brochure that you consistently send out, and not just one time. So that's my best advice to you, Amber, is I'm going to send something to this agency, but then I'm going to follow up and walk in. I'm going to follow up and call and see if I can talk to the manager. Did you get my flyer? Right. And at some point you're going to get a yes or a no.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Bottom line for you and me, we need to get our butts out the door.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm not off of LinkedIn, but not spending.
No, but not thinking that's the only place.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, another thing that I have thought about, because I've gotten into these. Yeah, that's true, Carrie. Excuse me. Oh, Marissa, thank you. The fortune is in the follow-up.
Follow-up, as the saying goes. Yes.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like YouTube Shorts. I've been scrolling through those, and I keep seeing a few of our LinkedIn friends they'll just pop up on my feed. I'm like,
yep.
But what would I talk about? That's where I get stuck. It's like, what do I say?
Oh, but that's easy. That's where ChatGPT comes in.
Oh, okay.
No, you're not going to have it write it for you. You're going to say, give me 12 ideas for YouTube Shorts around grief. Just ask it to give you ideas. Because if you're stuck with the start button, it's a start button. No, I don't have ChatGPT write my articles, but I might say, hey, I want to do 3 posts for brokers. And and I'm just like, my brain's farted, right? It's not working. Give me 3 great posts for brokers right now, and I'll do it, and then I don't like them, but then it's like, oh, but this would be good, right? So I'm not even take their ideas, but it's a place for anybody that's stuck. It's a place to get you unstuck.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just don't, I'm not programmed to think of it as my first go-to yet. So.
Well, and that, right, and that's you being a copywriter, a ghostwriter. It's like, obviously you're not going to say, oh, I'm going to ghostwrite for you, but I go to ChatGPT to start.
Right.
I
Yeah,
get
no.
that. Right. But it's okay to get unstuck with it. I have a bunch of my clients doing the 12-week year right now.
Okay.
And we went to as together on our coach call, we went to ChatGPT and said, okay, we're doing a 12-week year challenge. I need 3 action steps per week for the next 12 weeks. What do you got? It doesn't mean we took those, but at least it got the ball rolling and creative juices going. Like, what are the 3 action steps we're going to do for the next 12 weeks to hit your goal? And it's working. I mean, before ChatGPT, it would take me 2 hours to do that with a client. Now it took us 10 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Remind me what the 12-week year is again. I've heard the phrase, but
yeah. So the 12-week year challenge, and Lenore, if you want to share how it's going, I'd love to hear how it's going, Lenore. The 12-week year challenge is you pick a goal that you want to achieve between now and the next 12 weeks. So it might be, I want to lose 15 pounds. It might be, I want 3 new listings. It may be, I want to be consistent on social media, right? But what does that mean? Does that mean 12 posts a month? Right. So what's the finish line at the end of the 12 weeks? And then you reverse engineer it backwards to today with action steps that you have to do every week to get there. Right. So if it was a running goal, I want to do a 5K by the end of the 12 weeks, it would be, reverse engineer it so that, go buy sneakers today might be a good one. If I don't have them, right, go buy sneakers, make sure I have a great water bottle for walking, and walk a quarter of a mile. Right. And then that's and you put them in every week. The trick with the 12-week year, and in fact, I had 2 coach calls today, and both of them were around the 12-week year and how they're doing. We're on week 2, is you score your action steps.
Oh.
So Amber, you have to score them percentage. I did 80% of it. So here you go. Here's mine. So mine was, last week was I was to swim 3 days. Okay. I was not to have any sugar and not eat after 6:30 p.m. every day. Okay. At the end of the week, you score it. And I was at 90% on everything except for swimming, and because I swam 2 out of the 3 days. So that made it 70%. And that's not good. You have to be at 80% or better. So what's great about the 12-week year is then you go and say, okay, how am I going to do this next week and be at 80% or better? Because if I'm going to be at 60% every week, I'm not going to hit my goal. So it's great accountability, right, on hitting it and problem solving it fast. So one of my clients, her goal was to walk every day, and she only walked 5 out of the 7 days. And it's like, well, she's like, I don't want to walk 7 days. I'm like, okay, then what do you want to do 2 of the other days? Because you walked 5. And then she decided 2 of the days she'd get on her Peloton. Great. So then the next week she'll be at 100%, I hope. Right. So it's catching the boo-boos fast and problem solving it. Okay. Yeah, we're not, and it's, so we score it, and if it's 80% or better, you're good to go. And if it's under 80%, like my swimming, and it was just a stupid thing. I forgot to move my car out of the garage, and they were paving the street, and I couldn't get out for 2 days. So I forgot to move my car. So, right. So it's like, okay, I don't really have to problem solve it next week. This isn't going to happen because I normally don't have a problem getting to the pool. But again, it might have been something different. So I highly recommend doing the 12-week year. It's great. But you want to have some accountability in there and be really honest with your scoring. And then Lenore says, let me see what Lenore said. Perfectly said. I'm making progress on my goals and am very happy.
Very cool. Good job.
It's the accountability piece is so cool with it. Yeah. And knowing that you've got to give, your coach your score, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So then are the goals able to change then the next week? I mean, I know they, like, you changed it for the person who was walking.
The tactics can change, not the goal.
Okay.
Unless it's a weight loss goal. So I have a client who wants to lose 30 pounds in the 12 weeks, and that's a lot, right? I mean, that's pretty massive. And so if she's going to mess up for 3 weeks in a row, it's not, I don't want her eating 500 calories a day to hit her goal, right? So at that point, it might be a 20-pound goal. So yes, but the point is not to have to change the goal, but we might have to change the tactics.
Okay.
So
the
after
tactics
week one,
are
the tactics are the action steps every week, right? And so that's what you score, the tactics.
I gotcha.
And if the tactics aren't at 80% or better, you're not going to hit your goal. If your tactics are 20%, we better either change the tactic. We might have to change time blocking. We might have to change when you want to walk. We problem solve it. That I can't obviously that's coaching. I'm not chat GPTing that one, right?
Yeah.
Right. But we do need to figure out how we're going to go from 20 to 80 pretty darn fast if we're going to hit that goal.
Oh, thank you, Donna.
Let me see, Donna. So let me put that up on the screen. I'm struggling, Donna, with doing it. Hold on. Yeah. Great advice.
Oh, yeah. So those two clients were both online. They lived in actually 2 different countries. One in the US, the other was a different country. And I met them on LinkedIn. So that's where they hang out.
See, so for you, LinkedIn obviously was pretty good, right? Don't leave LinkedIn.
It can work.
Yeah. Yes.
It definitely can.
Yes. It takes patience, though.
Yeah.
It takes patience, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Any questions for Amber around anything other than advice is great, but any questions about grief or anything, please feel free to ask or ask me. But I want, Amber to be able to promote herself.
And one of the things too is that I want to help people who are grieving. But that's not where I'm, those are not my only clients. I want to help other people who are in pain, who are hurting, whether that is other types of emotional or mental, hurts, physical pain. One of those 2 clients was wanting to get off of her as needed pain medications. That was one of her goals, just to decrease those medicines. And by week 10 of our 12 weeks together, she realized that she had not been taking any of that medication for
nice.
Yeah. And
do you have a testimonial from her?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, she provided a lovely testimonial. And actually I posted part of it. I made a carousel.
I think I saw it.
Yeah. And so that was really cool. And we, did that because she made those choices to, make changes, make lifestyle changes. That would help her get there. So,
hey, you've got a great question for David. Hold on, let me put it up.
How do I know I am having grief issues? Signs. Well, I think that almost sounds like you're talking about maybe somebody who is stuck in grief. Because I think when, after a loved one dies, or a pet, or, the loss of a job, I think any of those reactions that we have, the emotions that we have, those are all going to be grief related signs. But when people are stuck, it's when they have all of those or very similar symptoms that have not been resolved. And, it's been more than a year. They are still, lashing out in anger, which they may not have normally done before. They are, still having problems with sleep. They're still crying. Um, the uncontrollable cries. Um, when I said having problems with sleep, it could also be, lack of sleep, or they're sleeping too much, either
Yeah.
way.
But can somebody be grieving and be in denial and say, I'm not grieving? And I'm not saying they're not telling the truth. They don't want to admit they're grieving. They might
Right.
actually authentically believe that they're not grieving. Could that be the case?
Yes. Yes, I do think so. And that's not to say that there's anything wrong with that person. And I'm going to say this because I felt this. I was in Ukraine when my grandma died. And I got to talk, this was back in 1995. And I was able to talk to my dad just for like 5 minutes because it was his mom who had died. We decided that I was going to stay in Ukraine for the rest of the summer. And I remember thinking, I'm supposed to be crying and I'm not crying. And it really hit me like, why, why do I feel like I can just keep moving on and keep, doing the things that we needed to do? But I just kind of ignored it in a way. Like I thought about it, I had the processes, but then I just stopped and I was like, I'm just going to continue on with my trip, the things that we're supposed to be doing. Later that fall, a friend of mine, her mom died, and I went to her funeral, and that's where I grieved. That's where I started crying for my grandma.
Mm,
So yeah, and there's the denial, then there's the why am I not having the symptoms? Like I feel like I should be
yeah.
having these things and they're not coming. But they might come later, and
Right.
that's okay too.
Yeah.
And everyone's going to grieve differently. I
Yeah.
grieve differently for the first grandma who passed away, right before my senior year of high school. Um, I didn't understand why I kept crying during classes. A teacher would ask me to read something, in our literature class. I'd start reading and then I'd start crying. And I don't know what's happening to me. Thank you, Marissa. Okay, I need to talk with you more. And so yeah, there's, and then my granddad got remarried during my senior trip. Like within a year, he was, remarried. So then there was the grief of that. Like, what is
Yeah.
he doing? Um, well, he was living his life. That's what he was doing and what he needed to
Yep.
do.
So I want to
Yeah.
reiterate what Marissa said. When I hear you say, my friend, I don't know what to write about or what to do videos on. Everything you're sharing is a post. Everything you're sharing is a video. It may not, I mean, I don't want it to maybe be 5-minute video, right? So you might condense it or do part 1, part 2, part 3. And Marissa, I don't know what Marissa does, but however, I want to, does Marissa specialize? Marissa, do you specialize in videos or
I
I
don't know
don't
Marissa
know.
very well. I just recently connected with her,
Uh-huh.
and so I invited her to come,
Good. Yay.
and she
But
came.
she's
So I'm
she's
really
spot
excited.
on. Like everything you're sharing is
Yeah,
a post about how you grieved in high school or how you were not or may not have been
yeah,
grieving in the Ukraine. Maybe you didn't feel safe to grieve in the Ukraine being in a different country. I don't know. I'm not the grief coach,
yeah.
right? But these are all things people are going to resonate that's going to resonate with people.
Mm. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have a lot of content
I do.
in
I
your back
do.
pocket.
I
Mhm.
do. And Melissa Houston today posted something about there aren't very many Thursday morning live events happening. I'm like, oh, okay. So I might start doing an every other Thursday live event. We'll see. Specializes in audience building, community building, and belonging. Well, how about that?
How about that? There you go.
Let's talk
Oh,
some.
Marissa, we need to connect, right? Because I have a phenomenal mastermind. So
Mm,
the clients I coach, and I have 23 clients, and we have a mastermind once a month, and I try to bring in pop-up training on how to build community. Or I've had, Nosheen,
Mhm.
Is everybody connected to Nausheen on LinkedIn? She did a pop-up training for how to be a better speaker, how to do better presentations as a real estate agent for my clients. Who else has done a pop-up training? Chris Hennessy has done a pop-up training for my clients. So yes,
Very cool.
right. And I've had oh my gosh, it's the end of the day. I'm exhausted.
Mhm.
Oh, now I'm embarrassed. So I'm not going to say it because I'm like, what's her name? And I mean, she's done 2 pop-up trainings.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
okay.
I'm tired. So
On the spot.
anyway, yes, you can have people come and be on your live,
Yeah.
and I would definitely do it around grief in the beginning,
Mhm.
right? Right.
Yep. And
Yes.
and I will open up the Living Through Loss group coaching again. I just there are a few things I want to maybe tie up again or a little bit tighter,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the journal, the workbook. Um, so yeah, but that will come
Yeah.
out. I'll offer that
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. And if you're going to do group coaching, then obviously, we have the group coach specialist, Carrie, right?
Mhm. She
Here she
is.
is right
Yep.
here. I don't know if she's still
Yep.
here, right? But Carrie's a great person to connect with around group
Yeah.
coaching.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been following her posts and taking notes and things from what she has
Yeah.
said.
I
So,
love her tips. Absolutely. Yeah.
and Tanya, I had an idea that I could talk to your coaches about, or not your coaches, your
My clients.
real estate agents about working with a client who is grieving.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. There's clients that go through divorce. There's
yep.
clients who are selling their parents' home because they passed away,
Hmm.
right? I mean, Lenore, help me out here, right? But I know Lenore is
Yeah.
actually a senior specialist, so she has certifications around helping seniors, and they're
Oh,
grieving, leaving their home after 50 years and moving to assisted living. That's huge for
oh yeah.
them.
Yeah. And the
Yeah.
widows and widowers who are
Yep.
leaving the home where they lived with their spouse. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So
absolutely.
yeah, there are lots of
Anyway,
opportunities. Yeah, absolutely. Well, we went past the half an hour by a
good.
bit, but anything else before we hang up? And to make it on a lighter note, and I don't want
Yeah.
to put you on the spot, so I'm going to give you a lot of choices, like favorite book, favorite movie. We got to end on a fun note.
Okay. Repeat that because I think I froze again.
Favorite movie, favorite book, whatever your go-to when you want to go watch something.
Well, my favorite movie is Return to Me, but I think I have it on DVD and I don't even have a TV hooked up. So there's no way I'm watching that anytime soon. Hey, Nadine showed up. Um,
Nadine.
yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Um, but yes, Return to Me, which have you watched it before? Have you seen it?
No, I'm gonna go Google it.
Oh, it is David Duchovny and Minnie Driver are in it. Um, and his wife gets killed in a car accident, and this happens at the very beginning, so I'm not really ruining
Yeah.
anything. And then just the way that,
Well, I'm gonna
uh,
go check it out.
yeah,
Yes.
just the way
Yep.
that the two characters meet
Yeah.
is pretty cool.
Well,
So,
I have lots
and
of
it's got
favorite
great music.
movies.
So,
Oh, so I'm gonna
if you
check
like
it.
big
I have.
band music,
Do you know my favorite movie?
no,
Mary Poppins,
oh,
hands down, my favorite movie. I have
oh,
lots of favorite movies.
you have told me that one
Shawshank,
before.
Gladiators, but Mary Poppins has and The
Yeah,
Wizard of Oz have so many amazing coachable moments in there. I mean, a spoonful of sugar is what we all need sometimes, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I
So yeah,
yeah, it's been so long since I've watched Mary Poppins, but I did used to love that.
yeah. It's also a book. So yeah, I'm checking it out. Yeah, and obviously Mary Poppins. It is a phenomenal movie. A lot of lessons in there. In Wizard of Oz, right? Dorothy, the Tin Man, the Cowardly Lion, all had what they when they wanted to go to Oz, right? To get a
Mhm.
heart or get a brain or go home. They all had what they already needed before they even went. They just didn't know it, right?
Mm, yeah.
So it's all about mindset and belief in themselves because they had everything they needed. They did not have to go to Oz to get what they wanted. Watch
Interesting.
it again.
It's been a
Yes.
while. It has been quite
Yeah,
a while.
watch it again. Yes. I mean, who doesn't love flying
So,
monkeys? All right, everybody. Thank you for
oh,
popping
thanks
in and
everyone.
making comments and participating and encouraging both of us, specifically Amber. And if you know of anybody that can use Amber services, please, do a three-way text or a three-way email or a three-way connection on LinkedIn. Real quick, I see the Wizard of Oz as three men who needed a woman to fix them. That's a perspective. I haven't thought of that. Thank you, David.
So Nadine.
You might want to run real quick. Since I think you're the only man on the show right now, right? You might want to run. This might be your exit strategy, David. Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
yeah. All right. So
that's
now I have
funny.
a new perspective on the Wizard of Oz I never had before. Only from Nadine.
Yeah.
All
Thanks
right,
for the laugh. Good way to end
good
it.
way. We got to laugh at the end. All right. Bye,
Oh,
everybody.
thanks everyone.
Thank you so much.